You know, it seems like the black woman just cannot stay off people's minds lately. I know you guys remember back in what 2009 when Nightline had that little segment about black women not being married, not being able to find a successful mate. Okay. Then not long after that, there was a Newsweek article about the angry black woman. I think that's what it was about. I didn't seek out the article to read it, even though I was curious to know what it was about, but I figured it was something negative, so I just left it alone. And then the Pepsi commercial with the angry black woman, then the article about black women being amongst the ugliest of all the races and the ugliest sex. Remember that? Not long ago I was reading in Essence magazine. I don't know what issue it was, but there was an article about a book written, I don't know the guy's name either, or the name of his book, and he was talking about, or writing about how black women should, go outside of their comfort zone, so to speak, to choose a mate, Black men are dating outside the race, so black women should too if they're looking for a mate and, want to be successful in love and marriage and all that. Fine, not a problem. I watched Dr. Drew's Life Changes. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it comes on weekdays. It's a pretty good show. I like it. It seems like he really helps people. Shows like that, there's always somebody to come out and try to help you do things a little better. So he has Life Changers, people who come on the show and help the guests try to change their lives. I think his show has been on now since September, maybe about a little over a month now. And I think this is the second show he has had on about dating. Maybe even the third. Maybe one was interracial dating, and one was just dating in the African American community or something like that. But it's not the first show he had with black people and dating. This show here, he had an all African American audience. That was cute. I wish I could remember what the other shows were about, but like I said, this was not the first about black people and dating. Now, this show here is about black women who should, try to date outside of their comfort zone. Of course, they had two women. One woman, she wanted a tall guy. She only wanted to date tall guys. Okay, got that. I can get on that, but I prefer it too, but it's not a deal breaker. I mean, with all the crazy people and immature people that you can meet in life, height is like the least of my worries. If he's tall, that's a plus, because he doesn't have to be tall, but it's definitely a plus. But the segment that really got me going, and I don't know how you'll take it, but I hope you take it in the right way, because I'm going to try to explain it to you the way that I see it and how I feel, and I hope that somebody else will do the same, especially if you saw the show. The second young lady, she only wants to date African Americans. That's definitely understandable, right? I'm African American, I'm a black woman, and that's all I want to date too. But I would not throw anybody else away, and that's what she said too, same thing. Why is it that people feel because she only wants to date someone who's black, because she's black and she feels, and I agree with her, like you can easily identify with him through things you go through your blackness. Now, you will and can have something in common with other people of other races, but I kind of feel her on that one. And I feel like what she said is, if she meets someone she feels compatible with and she wants to date that's not black, she will date him. I feel the same way too. I'm not a married woman. I'm not seeing anybody now. If I met somebody and he was not black and I really liked him and he caught my eye and I was interested and he seemed like he was everything that I was looking for, I would date him. I would go out with him. It wouldn't really bother me about his race. I may have a few reservations, but those are things I know I could work through if I really like the person. But anyway, it seems like, the guy, I cannot think of the guy's name that was on the show. He's a matchmaker. I guess he's supposed to be popular in the African American community, with, like the speed dating type thing he does and stuff like that. He's supposed to be a female African American matchmaker. Can't think of his name. But, he hooked her up. He showed her some videos of like 4 guys, and nope, that's not right. That's the first girl. This girl doesn't know, but he showed her some profiles of some guys, and she read them, of course, and then she found somebody that she was compatible with, or that she thought she would be. She wanted to hang out with this guy. Okay, so now she's waiting for the guy to come, and in comes a white guy. And she told the guy she only wanted to date black guys. I didn't like that, number one. Do not experiment with people. If that's all she wants to date, then why, try to hook up with somebody else? That reminds me of a friend who I told one time, I don't ever want to eat goat. I just can't see myself eating goat. I don't want to eat goat. What did he do? Oh, try this, try this. What was it? Goat. I want to punch him right in his neck. Clap him in the neck. But I feel like, how are you to tell somebody that they need to open up or broaden their horizons when it's something they prefer and something that they want, because you feel they should do that? I don't like that. The same thing with people telling me, which I've heard before, I'm racist because I only want to date black men. I don't understand how that's racist. I'm sure interracial, I'm going to say mating, because back in the biblical times, I'm not sure if they were dating. But interracial mating has been going on for years. Not a problem with that. It's probably more prevalent now. Not a problem with that either. But when all the Africans were only mating with other Africans, were they racist? Same thing with the people living in Europe. Were they racist? I mean, if you tell me you don't want to date somebody because you feel like you're better than them, or they just not up to par with you, yeah, that might be racist. But because you prefer someone who looks like you, I don't think that's racist. Because I live in an all-black neighborhood and don't want to live in a white neighborhood, does that mean that I'm racist? So now he's telling her how she's closed-minded. These may not be the words that they use, but this is what they're pretty much telling her. She should be open to dating other people, because if she's looking for a mate, you're closing yourself off. Well, why is that? I mean, most people date their race. Most people date people who look like them. If you don't, that's okay. But don't tell me because I do not that I'm racist. I don't think that's cute. And everybody's trying to tell a black woman who she should date. Okay, black woman, you cannot find a mate. You can't find anybody to marry. Black men ain't about nothing. The ones that are not attached. This is what somebody else is saying. It's not what I'm saying. You need to date somebody else if you want to get married and have a family. That is. If you don't want to be alone all your life, you just can't sit around and wait for a black man to come along, because you just ain't gonna get him. So what you need to do is go out and get yourself another man, be him white, Spanish, anything. We'll put it this way, just anything other than a black man. Because you sit around and wait for a black man, you won't never ever get married and have a family. That's what this man is saying. Now, this particular man that wrote this book, he's on Anderson's show today. Well, he was on Anderson's show today. I didn't watch that segment yet. I DVR'd it, so I'm going to watch that and see what he has to say. But when he was on Nightline, he was saying pretty much that black women need to open up their horizons and date other people of other races if they want to be successful in love and marriage. That's kind of scary if you think. I think that it is. Because why should is someone going around telling this to other women? I mean, it just seems like somebody's just saying, with black folk, we just can't get this together. We just cannot get it together and find people who are suitable for us to marry and get with. And black woman is doomed. That's how I see it. I mean, I could be wrong with how I'm taking it, but every time you turn around, there's an article or something about how black women just aren't getting married. We can't find no mates. There's nobody out here for us, and the black men who are eligible, successful, and all that are marrying other women other than black women, which we know that is the truth. A lot of them are, but does that mean you should give up on a black man? Does that mean that you are giving up on a black man? I don't know. I don't feel like if I date somebody who's not black that I'm giving up on black men, or that I'm saying a black man is not good enough for me. The heart wants what the heart wants. Love comes wherever it comes from, however it comes, it just comes. If you feel that person, get with them. I don't think you should say, "Oh, I love Johnny, but he's white, I can't get with him." No, that I wouldn't do. I wouldn't sit around just hoping and wishing and throwing anybody who's not black, throwing them away. Oh, you black, so oh no, I just can't, get with you, or. But I don't know. It's just really so sad to me that everybody is telling us what we need to do. And that could be true, but I don't think that you should date a white man just because you want to be married. I think you should continue to look for somebody who you want to be with. If somebody else in the interim comes along, you don't throw them away. So if you're sitting around and you waiting for Black Hakeem to come along and he doesn't, but then White Joe comes along, I don't see anything wrong with you getting with him, and I don't think that means that you are giving up on a black man. I don't think that means you're giving up on a black race. Well, if you have kids, your kids, that's another story. I'm not going to go there. That could be a whole nother video. But, I don't know. I wish you guys could have seen the show. Maybe some of you did. But it seems like they were trying to just tell her that, if she was wrong for not wanting to date somebody outside of her race. She said the guy was nice and she liked him. There was some other, remember now, this is an all-black audience. So Dr. Drew asked if anybody else would like to date him. Some other women were interested. I don't know. He said on his date with the young lady, he said he never dated a black woman, but him and a black woman had talked before. Like I said, I just like people that want to date whoever. They don't have no, she gotta be white, she gotta be black. But it was so funny how it started with Dr. Drew's show. It was like 5 girls hanging out or something, and the young lady, I think her name was Joanne, was saying that whatever guy they were showing in the promo was more her type, but his type was white women. That was so funny, I thought, because it is so true these days. It's not a shame. Like I said, you should date whoever you want to date. But I just don't like to hear that there are some black people who only want to date white people. That I think is like, wow, that's really deep. As a matter of fact, what was the show on Dr. Yeah, that was the other show on Dr. Drew's Life Changes one day last week about interracial. Was it interracial dating? And it had the girl on there. She had a YouTube channel here. Her name was Chanel Cooper. I didn't see the beginning of it, so I really don't know what the show was about. But again, it was about black people and dating. So it had something more to do with black women again not being able to get a man. That's what I'm saying. And then before that, Dr. Drew had another show about blacks and dating. So this is the 3rd show he's had, that from my recollection, in his short time on Dr. Drew's life-changing show, that he's talked about black people and dating. You see what I'm saying? Black women can't stay out of people's mouths. We a special kind. We definitely are a special breed. I love it. But I'm wishing myself and other sisters a whole lot of love. That whatever it is that we're looking for, that we find it. Whether he be black and look as good as Idris Elba, ooh, Lord have mercy, wouldn't that be something? Whether he's Spanish, whether he's European, whatever it is that you like, that he's good to you. To me, that's the most important thing. But do not tell me you only want to date white men or white women, or if you're Spanish, you only date white people. That I can't get with. But you being happy is the most important thing. So if you're happy with it, you're happy with it. But that Dr. Drew show, I'm just so tired of people saying, oh, because you don't want to date somebody outside of your race, and you are racist. Asking her if she was attracted to, she doesn't find other skin colors attractive. And that's not exactly how he asked her, but that's what he pretty much was asking her, she said. And that's not true. Because the guy that was there, he was gorgeous. I mean, Brad Pitt is not as cute as he used to be. There was a time Brad Pitt, oh my God, he was gorgeous. As a matter of fact, he was gorgeous when he was with Jennifer Aniston. Tell me that he wasn't. But I think a lot of you can feel me on what I'm saying. It's just that I don't know. I guess we black women have a lot to to go through, to get through, just to be happy. And it seems like so many people just want to talk about it. It's definitely a big topic, I'll tell you that. So between tonight and tomorrow, I'm going to watch Anderson Cooper's show and see what he's talking about, because Jackie Reed was on it. I know you remember Jackie Reed. She was on BET. I think she did like a news program. Then she was on Salt and Pepper. No, not Salt and Pepper Show, but she was on Pepper Show. So I can't remember what Pepper Show was, but she was trying to find somebody to date. And now she's on another show here in New York. I think it's a New York news program. I can't think of the name of it, but she is so cute, so pretty. She doesn't have a maid. She doesn't have anybody. She's on Anderson's show, so she's talking about that. And that guy who wrote that book, I can't think of the name of it, he's on there too. So I'm going to end this video, but I just wanted to get through that, little part about, like if black women want to be happy, now we got to start dating, other people just to be happy. And I don't think that's cool for somebody to tell us that. If you want to make, I don't know if I want to say recommendation, but if you want to suggest that to somebody, or just say, just open up to other possibilities, I got that. But don't say, oh, in order for you to have this, that, and other, now you're going to have to do this to get that. Because if you sit here and wait for this, you ain't going to get it. And because you don't want that, but you only want this who looks like you have to be racist, because you don't want nobody else. And that's not true either. So I'm going to end this video, and I'm going to do something, I don't know, find something to eat because I'm hungry. But I want you all to share and spread love.